So if you're conducting business in Saskatchewan and you have workers, whether those are employees on payroll or just independent contractors that are not on payroll, then typically you need to register for a workers' compensation insurance account. And you do that through the Workers' Compensation Board of Saskatchewan. And workers' compensation is basically insurance to cover workplace injuries or illness for workers of a business. And now if you're self-employed and you don't have any independent contractors, any employees, any workers of any sort, then typically you're not required to get it, but you can voluntarily if you want for yourself. But now in the case that you do need it, how do you figure out what your premiums are going to be? Well, the calculation for workers' compensation insurance premiums in Saskatchewan are based on a few different things. Number one is your industry. So the Workers' Compensation Board in Saskatchewan has different rates for different industries, and these are updated every year. And they vary because every industry kind of has a different risk profile, right? Like if you have a construction business, working in construction has a higher risk profile compared to working in an office as a bookkeeper. So construction businesses or businesses in that industry will have just a higher industry code premium than, office businesses typically. So that's the first factor, is what industry are you actually in? And in this video description, I will link with a few links to the Workers' Compensation Board with details on this, including the different breakdown for the different rates by industry. Now, the second key factor in determining how much you're gonna have to pay in annual premiums would be how much payroll you have. So do you just have, one independent contractor that you're paying $1,000 per year total? Or do you have 100 employees that you're all paying $100,000 per year? So your premiums are going to vary depending on how high your payroll is. And so basically what you do is you look at your annual payroll and then you divide that by 100 and then multiply that by the industry premium rate. So just for a simple example here, let's say that you have 2 employees and you pay them each $50,000 per year. So 2 times 50,000 is $100,000. So your annual payroll being $100,000, now you just divide that by 100, which is 1,000. And then you multiply that 1,000 by the premium rate for your industry. So if the premium rate for your industry is 1, then your annual premiums for workers' compensation will be 1,000. Whereas if your premium rate is 2, then it will be $2,000 in annual premiums for your business based on your industry and based on your payroll amount. And now the final factor in determining what your annual premiums will be is based on your standing with workers' compensation or your filing history. They have a program called the Experience Rating Program, which is kind of like how SGI has it, where your vehicle insurance premiums drop if you have a good driving record. So the same thing with WCB. If you're not filing any claims, if you're in good standing, you have a good history, you're not having a bunch of workplace incidents and having to file for those, then over time your premiums will drop. So it is those 3 main factors. What industry are you in, and therefore what is your premium rate? How much payroll do you have? And what is your history with workers' compensation and filing claims? This is important because obviously it's not fair for a bookkeeping office with just 1 employee making $50,000 per year who's in good standing to have to pay the same premiums as a construction company with 80 employees, right? Because construction is higher risk. There's way more employees in that specific example compared to a much lower risk, office with bookkeeping with just 1 employee. So that's basically how it's calculated. Hopefully that was useful. And again, I will leave some links in the video description below to the workers' compensation website. They do have some useful resources and information there, including some instructional videos on YouTube. So you can learn more by looking at those resources. And also you can reach out to them and ask questions if you're unsure about how to navigate and set up workers' compensation. So if you like the video, please click like and feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel here or check it out. I currently have about 290 videos that cover business management and business startup topics, and many of them are focused on Saskatchewan-based content. And if you are in Saskatchewan and you're wanting to set up a business or improve an existing business or expand that business, feel free to reach out to myself, as I do offer a free 1-hour initial consultation, and I will leave a link in the video description below to book that in.